Hello everyone. In this video, we will discuss some more terms regarding speed without direction. See, if like a motion, how we have differentiated the motion or different types of motion, uniform motion, non-uniform motion, increasing non-uniform motion, decreasing non-uniform motion. So like that, if I want to differentiate for the speed, so I can say like there are two types. One is what a uniform speed and other is non-uniform speed. So what is uniform speed and what is non-uniform speed? Non-uniform speed that we will discuss here. The speed of an object is constant. Speed of an object is constant means that object is under uniform motion. Let us take an example. Now, again, three different cases we will consider. First case is the when the car is traveling on this road. There are three cases. First case is the road has a upward slope. Second, road has a downward slope. And third case is road is flat. So according to these three types, we will change the speed of the car. Whenever there is upward slope, we will increase the speed of the car. Whenever there is a downward slope, we will try to control the speed or try to reduce the speed of the car by applying brakes. And third case is whenever the car is on the flat road, flat surface, that time the car speed we will try to maintain or we will try to keep it constant. So these are three different cases. So in that case, what the third case I said, when the car is on flat surface, the car will travel with the uniform speed or constant speed. That point I am saying the car is under uniform speed or under uniform motion. So we have studied these graphs in earlier videos also. So this graph represents uniform motion itself. For this graph, the distance remains constant with the time, and for this graph, distance increases with respect to time. But here, increase in the displacement divided by the corresponding time interval, that ratio it remains constant. This graph starts from origin, and this graph I will say, this graph starts from 0, but this graph it has a certain distance from this x-axis, right? When time was 0 or particular in between some time journey, here we have some particular distance. But for this graph, the graph starts at origin or 0 point. Both graphs represents the uniform motion itself, but this graph represents distance is constant with respect to time, and this graph indicates the distance is increases with respect to time. Both graphs represent uniform motion only. Now the question is whether the speed of the object is always constant or always uniform. What is the answer to this question? No. The speed of an object need not to be constant. Object will be in non-uniform motion also, right? It is not all the time that speed of the object is constant. Sometimes the speed is not constant. Consider the same car case. Whenever there is upward slope, we will increase the speed. Whenever there is a downward slope, we will reduce the speed. And whenever there is a flat surface, we will try to maintain the speed or we will try to keep the speed constant. Here, car as an object, if I consider on the road when it is traveling, that time these many variations in the speed, increasing speed, decreasing speed, or maintaining speed constant, applying brake and reducing speed suddenly. So these kinds of things we will experience while driving the car. At that point, I will say the car is in non-uniform motion condition. When the car is running on the flat surface with a constant speed, uniform speed, then this condition will get satisfied. Uniform motion condition will get satisfied. But when we are increasing the speed, decreasing the speed, maintaining speed constant, all three things we are doing togetherly, then that case I will say the car is under a non-uniform motion. We know the non-uniform motion, these graphs also we have studied. So this graph here, the increasing non-uniform motion, this graph represents increasing non-uniform motion, and this graph represents the decreasing non-uniform motion. So same example, the car travels a distance of 100 kilometer in 2 hours. Its average speed is 50 kilometer per hour. See, the car has traveled 100 kilometer in how much time? 2 hours it has traveled. In that case, now we have calculated the speed. But remember, here we have taken the average speed. Average, how we have calculated? Distance 100 kilometer divided by time 2 hours. 100 divided by 250 kilometer per hour. So why to say average speed? Because the car has might not travel the 50 kilometer per hour all the time. It's not compulsory that on the start of the journey, once you start with 50 kilometer per hour, you have to keep the speed constant. No, practically it won't happen like that. Sometimes the car will be, sometimes the car moves at a faster speed, or sometimes it moves at a slower speed. So that variation will be there. So on an average, we are saying that that average can vary from 0 to 50, right? So that average speed we are saying is 50 kilometer per hour. So this kind of motion where the car is increasing speed, decreasing speed, maintaining the speed constant, all variety of combinations of the speeds where we are doing. In that case, we can say the car is under non-uniform motion. So car will be under uniform motion when the speed of the car is maintained constant, and under non-uniform condition when increasing, decreasing, and maintaining speed, all three conditions togetherly done, that time I can say the car is under non-uniform motion. Thank you.